Your shorty love my song, she gon' bang it at the spot. Never catch me faking, nigga, that shit pop.
I just said, did you miss me? If you didn't, I don't care. This is another episode of You Know What I'm Saying, hosted by yours truly, Jordan K at Kello Double G. We're back for another episode, and I'm excited for this one. So let's kick it off. This week, we're going to be covering another musical topic similar to what I did last week, more on that side of artist development that I want you all to know. So over the summer, one of the episodes on Everyday Struggle had a guest on the show with them, Justice Baiden, who is a co-founder of LoveRenaissance, LVRN, which is a label management company. Some of the artists that you would know on there is Summer Walker, Black, or as you idiots call him, Six Slack. Boogie is on there as well. It's kind of like an R&B, a little bit of hip-hop kind of vibe. And, you know, if you listen to their projects and you look at their, catalog of those artists, they're pretty strong. They're pretty solidified in their thing. One of the topics that they talked about on the episode that day was asking Justice, when you get a new artist come into your label, how do you get them broken into the game? Like, how do you get them to go to a certain height? Justice kind of broke it down. He has 3 pillars that they look at artists. And I kind of want to show a clip of him kind of breaking it down.
The most important thing is I have 3 pillars. I always say it's just like, for me, it's just the first thing is the narrative, right? The story is what we all love and what we all cling to. When you look at the history of music and you look at the history of, what's happened in the last, 30 years since, hip hop has evolved, is really the artists that have stayed, are artists with a narrative. 50 Cent got shot 9 times. That's the first thing I heard before I ever heard In the Club. Changed my life. Didn't even matter. I listened to the music differently. The narrative is very important to what we do here, storytelling. Second thing is, is my main question I ask artists, like, why should I give a fuck? Why should I really care about what you have going on? So many different options. And the last thing that I have to say is just like, what does the world look like? For me, I always like to start, at the home and like, visually and really tell that story and really, visually play it out because, we are in an Instagram era, Instagram story era. So like all those 3 pillars are very important. And then we make the music to that soundtrack. So it's just kind of how I look at it.
I just thought Justice talking about those 3 pillars was super interesting. Not to say every artist needs to do that, and there's all these different types of ways, but if you look at this type of artists that are on the LVRN roster, you can see all that kind of stuff. I think about Black, and I don't listen to Black all that much, but Issa Atlanta's story or something like that, when he's in his kitchen with the baby and the writing, like I visualized that, and that's where I pictured his rap. And so I think Justice does a really good job. I would look up Justice Baiden, do his little research, find a couple of articles. If you're trying to start up a business, if you're trying to be on the business side, I think Justice is a really good person to watch and kind of see what they've been doing, because again, different than regular labels. I think he has a different perspective, a different mindset. He is about the artist. So it's a lot of great things that Justice and the whole entire team at LoveRenaissance is doing. Check him out. Check out LoveRenaissance, but study those 3 pillars. I don't think that's a bad idea for you to think as an artist, those 3 pillars of what you could be as an artist. What is your story? Why should I give a fuck about you? And what is your perspective on life? Those I think are 3 really great things, and hopefully artists can start thinking about that kind of stuff and apply that to them, because there's a lot of dope music, as I've said, in Milwaukee and in Madison and Wisconsin. And I think we just need to start building this kind of stuff in our story. And then we out. I told y'all I was super excited about this episode today. I almost said album. Why the fuck would I say that? But I told y'all I was super excited about this episode because we are featuring 2 amazing Black queens. Well, actually, one's technically a princess, but they are super dope on the mic. First artist y'all need to get tapped into is Kia Rap Princess. KRP.
She was 9 years old with a dream, raised by a single mother, though her daddy was a fiend. Her grandmother spoiled her and taught her wise things. Her mother sacrificed so she could live out her dreams. Her little tomboyish, but she's daddy's baby girl. Said if I ever get to see you, hope it's all over the world. And know you more than life than them diamonds and pearls. If the world gives you hell, make them sick to they earl. Cause baby girl,
Kia Rap Princess, or KRP for short. It's a long name, but Kia Rap Princess is dope. How I got in touch with Kia was through Kaylee Crossfire. If you don't know who Kaylee Crossfire is, that's someone who I did my first season, and she was also on the Netflix show Rhythm and Flow. So that was super dope. And when I started looking up Kaylee Crossfire and her music, I saw Kia Rap Princess. Kia and Kaylee are both in this song. They've collaborated a lot. They actually have a project together, Best of Both Worlds. So they've been doing a lot of features together. KRP's been out for a while now. I think she's been dropping at least since 2014 was the first track that I saw, but I wouldn't doubt if it was even before then. You can find one full project on DSPs that dropped in 2018. It's called Do You Keep Elevating? You can also find another one on SoundCloud as well called hashtag I Am Kia Rap Princess. So those are the two projects that I found. You can also find some singles. There's a few EPs from earlier. Like I said, there's that Best of Both Worlds with Kaylee Crossfire. That is an EP that they are both on as well. I really like KRP's beat selection. A lot of fire beats that she raps on. She even had a beat by Zaytoven, and that was killer. Songs on SoundCloud would have to be that song by Zaytoven, Work. The Game of Life, that first song that I played as well. That was a really good song because it connected with me. You know, it was in Milwaukee, it was shot at. It was after the George Floyd murder. You know, you can see that Kia Rap Princess was all around during the protests. Went up to the mural that's on, I forgot what street it is. I thought it was Locust, but I don't think it is. But the street with the big George Floyd mural, really dope video. I really like The Game of Life and a good song as well. My favorite song that you gotta check out by Kia Rap Princess is one that I hit me out of left field, because I know Kia, she was rapping, going crazy, and then I saw this song. I had to double check if it was her. I told you I love the island vibes. You know, I keep Jamaica on my wrist at all times, and man, the song Issa Vibe, it's a vibe. It's a fucking vibe, bro. You got
just wanna dance and live life right now. Oh no, we don't gotta care in the world. We just wanna party and live life right now. 1, 2, 3. All the pretty girls, put your hands up.
Yeah, Kia Rap Princess is dope on the mic. I really like her. You gotta follow her. I think it's I Am Kia Rap Princess. If I'm wrong, this is gonna correct me. Yeah, you gotta check her out on DSP, SoundCloud. A lot of songs on SoundCloud as well. Some that I did not mention, but gotta go support. Hear that city, the vibe. It's a vibe, man. I swear to God. I don't think they ready for this one. I don't think they can handle this one. This artist is cold as a motherfucker. I have not heard one song that I did not like by her yet. And I don't think y'all will either. So y'all gotta bump. You gotta bump today, tonight, and tomorrow. Some Mudy.
Rabbit, I keep 'em Christopher Robin. My poo be loving the honeys. I like 'em darker the berry. Can't have the fun with the bunnies. They fall in love with the money, and I ain't blaming the hoes. Why would you aim for the JV when you could play for the pros? She like her hair, eyes, nails, keep toes done. But I ain't paying for a bitch unless she chose on. I keep a cold that bitch like she frozen. She real stiff, acting like she don't know no one. But she'll drop it and 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 drop it.
It is no cap when I tell you that I have not found one song that I don't think is fire by Mudy. She goes crazy. Every song that she's dropped, that beat sounded like a Manny Fresh, you know, down south, you know, southern bop. Like, I swear I heard those, I heard like some of that background in like a Wayne beat or something like that. But it goes crazy because I love that type of bounce. And I like when they drop it, drop it, you know, all that kind of stuff. I first got put on the Mudy, I didn't know who she was. You know, the first two singles that I saw, she was as a mime. So that was the first intro. I thought she was like a brand new artist at that time. You know, she's coming as a mime, and I was like, oh, is this the style? Like, she doesn't want people to know who she is. You know, like RMR, MF Doom, like they don't show their face. Like, I thought maybe that was like mime. I want y'all to see me, but I come in and spit. So that's why I thought it was super dope. with the song. Obviously, she showed her face. There's tons of music videos out, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I thought she was fire from the get-go. I have not found a project by Mudy. If you have found a project by Mudy, let me know about it so I can go peep it. But I checked her SoundCloud, find Mudy. I found her on DSPs. I did not find a full-length project. I wouldn't doubt that she is working on one right now. She works with people at 201X. I believe that's the studio called. Belushi Parker's studio with a few other people. Man, she's working with Lucian. Man, this shit's gonna be crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Start with Mudy. I think the music that you gotta go to DSPs first, man. You gotta support the streams. It's the streaming era. We gotta make sure our artists are getting some money. So go over to the streaming platforms and you gotta check out that first song that I talked about, Drop. Dope. Mood is another one she dropped as well. That's part with the mime shit that she was doing. Fucking with that. And then the song that's a little bit newer, Plugged In. Another fire track. But I highly suggest you going over to her SoundCloud as well. Because, man, she be snapping with those remixes, freestyles. Oh, it's crazy. My favorite ones is Pussy Talk Freestyle. She was snapping on that bitch. The Most High remix is dope. Locked In I really like. And one of her newest drops, I think it's her newest release, is Tyler Herro Freestyle.
I will pop out with my niggas, but they don't show face a lot. But I give a card and they back on that group, but gon' bag them a nigga like save a lot. They know that I'm fluent, I ain't gotta prove it. I never been one like to say a lot. But keep acting stupid and sleep on the unit. The last thing you see is gon' be the dot, period.
We from Milwaukee. We gotta shout out Tyler Herro. You know, the boy's doing his thing down in Miami. And Jack Harlow made a dope beat. That Boy Wonder beat is crazy. And she came on that bit and floated. So shout out to Mudy for that track. But although I don't see a full-length project out by Mudy, I know she's dropped a lot of music. And her feature game is also very cold. She does not slip on no features. I talked about Mike Regal last week. She is on a feature with Mike Regal. I think it was called Do It. Yeah, Do It with Mike Regal. And Von Alexander, another artist that I recently highlighted as well. He just dropped a brand new project. Mudy has her own interlude on that. And I think Von Alexander's project is super crazy good. Like, you guys got to go check out that project. And one of my favorite songs is the Mudy interlude. She snaps, goes crazy. I don't know who Mudy is. Y'all got to go peep the game. Follow her on social media. Find Mudy. That's also where you can find her on SoundCloud as well. Find Mudy. But you can find her just on DSPs at Mudy. So, yeah. 414 artists, man. 2 black queens today. 2 fire MCs. Man, the future looking good out in Milwaukee, I swear. Wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? From the Chappelle Show. Chappelle on Netflix, man. Y'all gotta be watching it. But I am going to wrap it up. This is the end of episode. Insert that episode here. And we back for another one next week. I appreciate all the love and support that y'all been showing me. I'm surprised that anyone watches my shit in the first place, so I really do appreciate from the bottom of my heart. If you don't give a fuck about my show, you ain't make it this far, so you ain't even listening. But if you do like the show, keep liking, subscribing, tell your friends. We gonna put on from Milwaukee one way or another, all right? So I'll catch y'all later.
I'm just a nigga from the north side. Growing up, I seen some shit that had me mortified. That was just fuel to the fire, I'm in overdrive. Everything that I desire, man, I know it's mine. I just gotta keep the grind. I'm from the north side. Seen some shit, had me mortified.